So we're back on my design snap. I've used the hoop with the registrations on, so I can now snap capture the frame for pattern editing. So I need to hold my phone over the frame until the numbers come up, then hold still and send to machine. Okay, now we got the machine. Into my design centre. And you can see that it's come up with the frame round it. So it's showing the pattern of the fabric as the background. So this perhaps isn't an ideal fabric, but I can now maybe take a triple stitch, or even let's take a fancy stitch and do it in a dark purple. And I can pick out parts of the pattern. Not very well, obviously. Let's just enlarge it a bit. And I can flood fill them. Oh, again, there must be a gap in my drawing, sorry. And there we have it. I'll just do those three so you can see what we're doing. I'm just going to take it straight through from the preview to the embroidery, and I've picked out parts of the fabric and made them a bit more interesting. Now I'll show you one I've done earlier, which is a bit more interesting. So this fabric was just a plain black and white fabric, and to be quite honest, I look at these plain black and white fabrics and thinking, what am I doing with that? We'll take it back. It's as a satin stitch there. So again, pick out parts of the fabric. I've done one line, so I could actually take this through to embroidery and save it and use this as my stitch down line for an applique. Then stitch it again when I put my applique fabric on, trim the fabric off, and then stitch it again as a satin stitch. So the first two would need to be a straight stitch, and then the last one is a satin stitch. But as long as you're not moving the fabric in the hoop, you can just keep coming back to it and picking out a little bit more. Now if I want to flood fill this area, it's flood filled the whole lot, but it's shown that the pattern is still coming through. So I can pick out, I can see my flower on top. Doesn't matter that I'm missing, because it's not going to show that much because it's all going to have the pink underneath. And if I really want to, I can sew a dotted line round, but I honestly don't think that's going to look very good, so we won't do that. And we'll pick so I can work over various parts of the fabric that I've got as a background, then take it through to an embroidery. Again, I'm going to just ignore the preview just for time, and that's what it's going to look like as an embroidery. So it's then ready to embroider out right on top of my design. Now, one thing to mention though is when you come on to do your next design, after you finish this one, your background fabric will possibly still show up, and if that's the case, press on that and your background disappears. Okay.